Well, hello, everyone. We have started the recording, and I just want to welcome all of you. I am Carlita Milson. I'm an Executive National Vice President, and I am the one of the leaders that gets to be so blessed to have each one of these men in her business and to, more importantly, in her life. And I love men, which is a good thing, but I love having men in this business that truly help paint the vision and the picture for other men, because as much as Arbonne is a wide open opportunity and we have less than 2% brand name awareness in the US and even less in the other countries that we are in, we have these pockets of markets that are wide open because we have such a small population that has taken advantage of the opportunity that Arbonne offers. And men in general in Arbonne are a fraction of the consultants that we have in our company, and it's a wide open market because we attract the people that we are like. And not that men can't attract women and women can't attract men. That's how these men came into this business. But we need more men in Arbonne to truly put this Arbonne opportunity out there to the world and attract more people to be able to make a difference with the mission that we have of helping people live pure, safe, and beneficial lifestyles in a community of people that are pure, safe, and provide benefits as a community of people. So I love the men that we have in our business. I love these guys because I know them personally. I know their character. I know their integrity. I know their hearts. And if I'm going to have men in my business that are building and sharing and helping develop the culture and continue the culture that we have built this business upon, these are the guys that I want to be able to share that message with. And so I'm so grateful that when I asked, they were all willing to hop on here and to share with you their story and what they love about Arbonne and what attracted them. And hopefully you will be able to connect with them in a way that maybe you haven't been able to connect to somebody who isn't a guy. So I'm going to turn it over to Bryan, who's one of our newest regional vice presidents, and just recently, high five, just recently had his car presentation where Arbonne, they have the formal celebration of gifting him with the keys to his own white Mercedes, and his wife is one too. So they are a dual car presentation, or a dual Mercedes family, and partnership as VPs in this company building a business. So Bryan, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I will pull up that presentation as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Carlita. I just first want to say thanks. I jumped at the opportunity to just serve alongside you. So it was an honor. It is an honor. And I appreciate you having me on, and appreciate everybody popping on this as well. She already alluded to my wife being in the business as well. And, she's the pioneer in our family. I always give her credit. She tried and failed to get me to join this business for almost 4 years before I finally opened my eyes to it. And it wasn't anything special that did it other than we started having kids. For those of you that have children, kids have a funny way of changing everything. And that's exactly what happened with me. At the time, I was a middle school special needs teacher and a football coach. And my wife started Arbonne just as a little side gig over summertime to help with some bills. And fast forward a few years, we started having kids, and she went back to work. So I became a stay-at-home dad. And I was looking for something to do, anything where I could support the family and bring in some money. We live in Western North Carolina. My wife had been doing it, like I said, for about 3.5, almost 4 years. And I kept looking at different things, looked into insurance, looked into real estate, and everything I looked at was too many hours. And as a stay-at-home parent, which, by the way, is the hardest thing I've ever done. And before being a special needs teacher and a football coach, I was an EMT and firefighter, a critical care EMT and firefighter in Colorado. And being a stay-at-home parent of one child was harder than any of that. And so I was looking into different options and kept coming back to Arbonne because I knew how many hours she worked. I believed in the company at that point. And I'm going to share a little bit tonight about what we're doing that we weren't back then that makes me even more excited. And so I just kept coming back to it when I was looking into other things, and I was like, why not? And so, they don't say you have to be, a woman to do this business. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. And I jumped in, and in about 6 months, I replaced my full-time teacher salary, and it became a game changer for my family. And so we both do this now full time. I will say life doesn't have or it still has its struggles because we are raising kids, and that's the hardest thing still I've ever done. And I was talking to Carlita before everybody got on. We were expecting our third in January. So I got to get to Nation here soon. So that's the goal. But anyway, so I'm one of the rare people that had zero experience with the products before getting into the business. It was the business opportunity that really spoke to me. Like I said, at the time, I was looking at different business ventures and kept coming back to this because what it offered. And so I'm not going to talk as much about the business tonight as much as I am about the company, because I think with any business venture, the organization that you're working with, right, the engine to the vehicle really is the most important aspect of it. And so I'm thrilled to share a little bit about Arbonne. So as most of you know, we were founded in Switzerland, and in 1980, and we've always been forward focused and pure, safe, and beneficial. That's been our motto since day one. And I really think that there's been such a low awareness because we weren't ready as a world for what Arbonne offered. We didn't care about ingredients really at all until recently. I think it was Carlita that said this, but I always like to think of this and get this visual in my head. But when our country was coming out with these microwavable TV dinners, basically cancer in a box, Arbonne was spearheading this pure, safe, and beneficial movement. We've been doing this before anybody else. Maybe not anybody, but most people. And now, especially in America, but I know it's global too, as we're starting to care more about what we're putting into our products, into our body, people are starting to become aware. And so it's really the best time ever to get into Arbonne. I'm thrilled I did when I did, even though I wish I would have years ago. But that's for another time. So we're made in America. It helps our economy, obviously, but we're a global company. And really, it's just the tip of the iceberg with our new parent company and everything we're doing. We are continuing to find new ways to expand globally and do it in a sustainable way that's strong. And so I'm really thrilled about the trajectory of our company globally. But right now we're in USA, obviously Australia, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, Canada, Poland, with a lot more to come. One of my favorite things that I recently heard, and I guess it recently resonated with me when I heard it, was the vision. We believe everyone can flourish by being good to themselves, their communities, and their planet. That is huge. And the thing I love about Arbonne is we don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk as well. And at our global training conference that we have every year, I learned that we are applying for and embracing ourselves for what it means to be a B corporation, which I had never heard of that before. But suffice it to say that it's a corporation that doesn't care as much about profit as it also does about the company at large and the environment and the communities that they're in. And so to me, that's so huge because everybody wants to be a part of something that's good and that matters. Well, Arbonne, from its core, from the leaders at the top, and I've met them and shook their hands. I've been grateful enough to do that. They care about others. They care about the environment. They care about their footprint. And one of the things that B Corporation does is they try to eliminate waste. We have some goals, and hopefully I'm not letting the cat out of the bag here when I let this out. But as a company, we are by 2025 aiming to reduce our plastic use by 50% and have zero waste, fully circular by 2030. Guys, they don't have to do that. That's the coolest thing about Arbonne is they don't have to be as strict and pure as they are, but they feel like they need to be because of what we offer. And they care about everybody else. And so I just love that. But and then the mission of the company is to empower people to thrive with sustainable, healthy living and passionate communities. So for someone like me who was looking for an opportunity, I just wanted something that was that I could do from home, but I was also helping, using my gifts to help. I mean, it was a no-brainer. You're working for a company that cares, with products that matter, and you get to use your own heart in it, and it all aligns with it. So to me, it was kind of a no-brainer and an awesome thing. And I don't know if Carlita, you want me to talk a little bit more about what Certified Arbonne Clean is. I'd be happy to, but that's kind of the next step on here. And definitely.
You can go ahead and open up to it, and that's part of like the company, the culture. So go right ahead and share that. Andrew can go into his part.
Okay, cool. So so just to give those of you that aren't aware an idea, in America, we use the FDA, and most people have heard some horror stories about the FDA, and a lot of times those are true, unfortunately. But when it comes to products, the FDA allows only 11. It might be closer to 20 now at the time, but we base our standards off of the European Union. And Europe's standards regulate over 1,400 ingredients, whereas ours, with our Swiss heritage, we actually have, as you can see here in front of you, over 2,000 ingredients that are banned from our products. Now, guys, that's huge. That's monumental. And you can see kind of on the right side there, the different certifications we have, the different certified gluten-free, certified vegan, non-GMO, paraben-free, kosher, all sorts of cool stuff that matter because it's better for us and the environment. And my favorite thing about all of this is we recently got recognized as globally as the #1 company for healthy living on the inside and out. I mean, to me, you can't touch that. And again, it just goes to show that the quality of company that we work for and that we represent, and the type of company that I would want my kids to be a part of, and that I'm proud to be a part of as a family. But obviously, we care about what goes in all of our products. And the best thing about it is everything we offer goes by these same standards. Everything from skincare to makeup to hair care to nutrition to baby products to men's products, you name it, you can trust that all of it goes through the same standards and has that high bar of excellence. So it just makes being a product of the product very natural. And so everything in our house, from our toothpaste to our deodorant to you name it, is Arbonne, because we know we can trust it. So at the end of the day, pure, safe, and beneficial, it goes a long way, and they stand by that. And it's been such an amazing journey for us, and the company is what makes it that way. So I'm super stoked, as you can probably tell. But I think my time is up, a little bit over. So I'm going to I guess it's going to be Andrew going next.
Yep.
Yeah. So Andrew, talk to us.
Hey guys, I'm Andrew Tomlinson, ERVP with Arbonne International. My wife and I are a partnership. So she didn't have to convince me of anything. So about 12 years ago, a friend of ours came to our house while we lived in Florida. At the time, I was in the U.S. Navy as probably an E4, E5. So if you know anything about the military, you probably know exactly how much I made, which is next to nothing. So our friend came over to our house and said, hey, started this business. You guys should check it out. You can make more than $20,000 a month, and they'll give you a Mercedes once you reach a certain level. So never heard of the company, never tried a product. We jumped right in, signed up. As my wife was signing us up, I said, well, what is this called again? I don't even remember. You know, what are we selling? I don't know. But I heard 20 grand and a Mercedes. So we jumped in with both feet. And then we quickly realized that it's an actual business. You got to work hard at it. And so that took a little bit of adjustment for us. Again, we were newly married in the Navy, didn't really know anybody, had a very small network to reach out to, and a lot of growth to do. I think I was 23, 24. My wife's about 23, just a couple of kids, and trying to make life better. We knew we wanted to have kids, and about a year later, we had our first. And Arbonne has been just a huge catalyst for change in our lives, not just financially, not just with the products, but in the personal growth, the relationships that we've made. It's absolutely changed our world from top to bottom. And I can't say enough about the community and the team that you build and that comes alongside you and helps you out along the way with every facet of your life. So I'm going to cover some of the products real quick, what sets us apart, how the products work, and why you should definitely consider joining us in Arbonne. So Bryan mentioned the pure, safe, beneficial aspect of things, the 2,000 banned ingredients. And the reason we ban ingredients is to avoid toxins. Toxins are anything that damage our bodies. So what we want to do is we want to limit how many are coming into our system, and we want to eliminate the ones that are already there. So toxins come in through day-to-day living, right? We breathe them in, we drink them in our water, we eat them, most of all here in America especially. And your liver in your body is your main detox organ, right? So your entire bloodstream flows through your liver, and it starts separating out the stuff that's bad for you. What happens is that when we have too many toxins entering our system, our liver can only function at a certain rate. And so the liver has to start storing it elsewhere. So we build fat to store toxins. It's the main reason we have different colors fat. It's yellow fats, the bad fat, the cellulite fat, the stuff that sits on our stomach for guys and the hips for girls. It's what we don't want. And all that's there for is to store toxins and keep them out of our bloodstream. Well, eventually that gets overloaded as well, and we start having side effects, right? We start having inflammation, we start having pain, skin breakouts, all kinds of different things that happen as our toxin levels go up. So what Arbonne has done is they've limited, through banning all these different toxic ingredients, they've helped us limit how many are entering our system, and they've also given us products to help us get rid of what's already there. So as you can see through this picture, kind of what I just went over, where we store toxins, how they exit our system, obviously through our colons, the most obvious one. We also breathe toxins out. You've all heard of CO2, right? We breathe that out as we breathe oxygen in. Our kidneys help eliminate toxins, and then our skin is one of our biggest organs for eliminating toxins. That's through your sweat for the most part. So a lot of things that common ailments that people have from toxic overload. Again, I covered skin breakouts, type 2 diabetes, the buildup of toxins. That's the kind you get basically from your diet choices. It's not so much the genetic side of diabetics, it's the lifestyle choice. Arthritis is a big one. Just achy joints, obesity, obviously, hormone imbalances, autoimmune disorders, all kinds of things happen because we are loading our body with toxins nonstop. So the inflammation is probably the biggest one, and pretty much everybody tends to have some level of inflammation, right? It's a stress on your body which triggers an inflammation response. And that leads to basically all the things that I just described, but also just tiredness and general just not feeling well. And so if you go to the next slide, Carlita, we can kind of touch on the products and how they help us. So as you can see with this page of products, we have tons of products. And every single one is specifically designed and formulated to help us limit toxins that were entering our system and eliminate toxins that are already there. So as you can see, we have skincare, we have stuff for guys, we have stuff for girls, we have stuff for babies. We have different lines that do different things. Face wash, my personal favorite shampoo, as you can tell, it's really working great. My favorite on this page here is our nutrition line, right there in the middle. And that's really where our elimination products come into play. So we have teas, we have drinks, we have all kinds of things that help us eliminate toxins, while at the same time filling us up with our protein powders, our fibers. We have a skincare you can drink now. You can actually improve your skin from the inside out. All of these products replace things that are damaging our system with things that are helping our system. So our protein powders, for example. Consumer Reports comes out every couple of years with reports on your standard GNC or off-the-shelf at Walmart type protein powders. They talk about how bad whey protein is for you. They talk about how many heavy metals, lead, mercury, all kinds of stuff end up in those powders. Super high levels, unbelievably high levels. Our protein powder is completely vegan. So it uses a complex blend of rice and pea proteins. which gives you a full amino acid score. All that means is that it's easier for your body to use. And what the protein does is it comes into your system and starts to repair damage that's done, right? Builds muscle, helps your joints out. And my favorite part about it is that it tastes delicious. So after years of working out and just plugging my nose and gulping down whatever nasty protein powder I had, this stuff that Arbonne sells is literally the greatest thing ever. I usually have one for breakfast. A lot of times I'll grab one for lunch as well. The chocolate tastes like chocolate. The vanilla tastes like cake. It's phenomenal, absolutely incredible. And as you're drinking it, you just know you don't feel that thick, nasty sludge in your stomach. You don't have digestive issues with it. It really just, it makes you feel like you're doing your body some good. The other products that we have are excellent as well, but by far my favorite are the proteins. The other one that I'd like to point out is the fizz sticks down at the bottom there, those little tubes. What those are, they're natural energy drinks. And so with those, I've basically been able to completely break my coffee habit. I used to drink about 5 to 6 cups of coffee a day, plus 3 to 5 Monster energy drinks a day. Really, really bad for you. Terrible for your heart. I'm sure you've seen reports of 12-year-old kids falling over with heart problems because of how much energy drinks they're having. The fizz sticks give you a nice, even rise up in terms of energy. There's no crash at the end. They taste amazing. And in general, they're just a phenomenal product. We also have the Phytosport line, which is your pre and post-workout mixes. The pre-workout just helps you get ready for a workout, gives you some energy. It's a vasodilator, so you get more blood to your muscles faster. The post-workout helps with the recovery. And then we also have the Hydration Plus, which is like a healthy Gatorade. So instead of just drinking water and losing all those electrolytes, Gatorade says, hey, you're losing electrolytes, so here, drink this sugar and red dye. Arbonne said, well, why don't we actually help you where you need it and give you electrolytes to help you recover and stay hydrated from after working out and losing all the good stuff in your sweat. Is there any other products you want me to touch on, Carlita, or can we go to the next one?
I mean, I think that's awesome. Just letting everyone know, like, so many times I think people think Arbonne is, for women or skincare. And like, we've been around for 40 years now. We started out with skincare and we've always, had men's skincare, but we have continued to evolve and will continue to evolve. And what I love is that it's for everyone. Like you guys have said so beautifully, from the baby line to, skincare for men and women at every age and range in between, and every skin type in between, not to mention, from the inside out, the nutrition that goes for men and women as well. So where sometimes people are like, men sometimes I think hold back and think, oh, I can't do this. It's skincare, it's cosmetics. No, this is just healthy, clean products that are good for everybody's body, male or female, young and old. We've got it all. So, I mean, that's what I love. And the skincare, we have inside out now that, like Andrew touched on, with the collagen support that you drink as a nutritional product, but as well as products that are head to toe healthy aging with skincare, and then all the nutrition that he went on. So definitely, if you want to talk about any personal results or testimonies, but we have anything and everything, that demonstrates that it helps men and women hit whatever health goal you want. And what we know is people come in with sometimes, willing to say yes to some product line that they think they're interested in, and then realizing it's the lifestyle that they want with Arbonne. And it's the knowing that it's a one-stop shop, that you don't have to go and, search different companies, different stores, order different products online from multiple companies. That Arbonne literally has the largest vegan catalog in the world, and has supplements and vitamins, for everyone and anyone from youngest to old. So it truly is a company for everyone. So thank you, Andrew, for sharing with us and letting us, see that, but from a male's perspective, what it is. And I love the breakdown that you did on the nutrition, because that's where not just men, I think 80% of our consultants start and come in with the nutrition line. and then cross over to the other products and becoming a household user of Arbonne. But the nutrition is definitely a front runner for our company right now. So in closing, I think Bryan's going to come back and wrap up. Bassamba is in the mountains and is having a hard time getting logged on. And so I'm going to turn it back over to Bryan, if you will, to close out about the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as I said before, it was the business opportunity that drew me in. Like Andrew, I loved everything.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Bassamba. You made it on. Okay, Bryan, we're good. Bryan, Bassamba can close us out. I'm sorry. I hear you now, Bassamba. I didn't know you were on. Maybe. We lost you, Bassamba. Can you hear us? Bryan, go ahead. If he pops on, we'll let him share. But I'm going to let you go ahead, and he can share, maybe wrap up with his story if he's able to get back on.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. So it was a business opportunity that made the most sense to me. And you can see at the top where it says, "Is Arbonne for you?" What this offers. And really, when you look at something like that, it seems too good to be true. And then you realize it's not everything else out there. It's not the opportunity. It's not the products. It's not the company. It's really in your head whether or not this can be successful. It's at that point. Bassamba, are you there?
I'm right here.
Okay.
Awesome.
We got you now. Go ahead. Sorry, I'll mute me.
Hello.
Go ahead, Bassamba.
Okay. Thank you so much. I apologize. We are at the mountain here. We have our VP retreat with the area. So somehow I think I found myself muted with everybody else. But thank you guys so much. Bryan, that was really amazing. And I got to learn a lot. And Carlita, thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate being here. Thank you for the time to share with you all. My part is mostly to talk about the income opportunity and also about the benefit of the company. So my name is Bassamba Sao. I am originally from Mali. Mali is in West Africa. So I came to the United States in the year 2000. I came on academic and athletic scholarship. So I played sport, I played from national team to college to overseas and all that. And what I really like about what I do, especially right now with Arbonne, and I'll talk about perspective. When I went to grad school, which I did twice, but there's no business, there's not something that's specific to say it's a male perspective or a woman perspective. I think it's overly a business perspective. And I would like to clarify that part. It's good to solidify with men, hearing from men, to make sure that it doesn't only work for women, but we all need to come to one place where we need to understand that it's a business. The gender really doesn't matter necessarily. If you have a need and you have a vehicle that can gather you around to that need, I think that's what matters the most. And once we start to emphasize on that one, then we break the barrier between thinking about, what could be male or female in it. Like, not one day I ever look at it like, okay, what can I do as a male in the business to become successful? I always look at the business, what can I do to become successful? Because I don't really care if it's a male or woman perspective of the view to become successful, as long as it can work for me. So if the person who introduced me to the business is happen to be a woman, which she is, then whatever she can teach me to duplicate what she has done, I think that's the best thing to do. So my friends that already talk, Bryan talked about, the first part of the business, what we stand for, what we do, who we are. Andrew talked about the product, which I can pick one product and talk about it for 2 hours. Because most of the time in the market, you can find one product that does only one thing. We have one product that can do multiple things and help you, and we're vegan certified, which really will help everybody else. But to talk about the business opportunity, so we are two-sided. We have like a direct sale, which is 35% of anything you sell personally. And then we have the multi-level marketing level, which is 65% remaining to make 100% on your pie. And I explained that part. If you have to sell to make the $22,000 that I got, I'm very excited about the business, to make $22,000 a month, and you have to sell to gain 35% of whatever you sell to get to that amount, just reverse the fraction, that would be a long time of selling, and you cannot keep up with those every single month. So the multi-level marketing level is where the business becomes like really great, which is 65% of the pie. And that would come from like you learning about how your business can work for yourself and learn all the kinks and become malleable in your business and teach and train other people to duplicate what you really do. It's not really necessarily complicated, but it's really simple. I think I read from, that was Bill Gates, I believe, who asked Warren Buffett, say, how come you are one of the top 5 richest men in the whole world and your formula of investment is so simple? How come it's so simple that almost 90 or 100% of the population is not duplicating? Because people don't want to take time to grow to become what they really need to become. And I think that's what separates the gender between male and women. Men, sometimes we want to go get something right away, like we aren't. Women, they are very particular on how to get things, and they take their time. So therefore, I call them the smart, because they took advantage of us in this business. Once we, as a gender part of the equation, once we learn that Arbonne is not a racing business, it's a growth business, the more you learn to grow yourself and understand what the business is all about, then the more you can duplicate to become the money. Like, I read a lot about people that are successful. Why? Because I would like to be one of them, not only about the money part, because I believe if Warren Buffett or Jack Ma or Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos, any of those, even Carlita, because to me she's a big deal, if she loses everything she got, she can rebuild it because she once incorporated what it takes to become who she is. And I think that's what is really important in the business that we need to emphasize a lot when we talk to anybody. I was recruited by a woman. So therefore, talking to people ask me, how many men do you have in your team? I have 3. And one of them is district, 2 of them are consultant. Are they great yet? Not yet, because they are learning about themselves and how to grow. It's not easy, it's simple. So therefore, once you learn the 65% of the business to know what you can do personally as a human being and a businessman, not as a mayor, you can become great at what you do. I listen to Carlita's training most of the time, from YouTube, from a live, from a recording, because I would like to know how she built this kind of company, how she built everything that she does, and how did it become like this, where she was and where she is now. So that's the 65% of the business, not the direct sell part. So MLN, you have to learn so you can train. The more you learn and train, the more you earn. So that part is really important. So we got four level of management in Arbonne. It's really simple. What I tell people most of the time, I honestly did not learn about that part at the beginning. I wanted to be at the level where I can make like a significant amount of money, which at that moment, playing ball and traveling around Europe and making maybe $20,000, $30,000 every 2 months and playing here and there, and all the sacrifices I was making, to me, that money was not worth the energy and the freedom I was losing in my life to travel, all that, and feeling less appreciated, because once you get injured in sport, trust me, they will forget who you are, and the fan, the coaches, the team, nobody cares. So you fall in the grave of forgotten. So that was something that I really didn't want. So when Arbonne came to my life, I was not looking for something to do to only to become like okay, Andrew had like a awakening part. He had a eureka, so he wanted to make 22,000. Mine was not like that, because I always believed that I could make money in whatever I decide to do. But when I saw Arbonne, I thought about it. Since I have a family in Africa, I wanted to make like a $500 to $1,000 a month, so I can send to my family each month, at least, no matter what else I do or train for sport or professional level, that I won't have to worry about that level. So once I got in, I learned what the business is about, what you can do. I'm an MVP right now, and I'm still learning. Learning never ceases, because the more you learn, the more you earn. That would never change. That's anything. You have to learn more and become more so you can earn more. So once all that came into vision, I understood that, okay, now I can do more. But that happened almost like when I was qualifying for region. So district, I went to district asking what I need to do. It's like, I'm an athlete. I know to become the best athlete you can be, you have to eat well, you have to rest well, and you have to train well. So in Arbonne, I picked the ABC in Arbonne. What do you have to do? You have to be connected. You have to be coachable, and you have to be willing to do the job. I think sometimes we sell the business to people and let them know that it's easy. Oh no, anybody can do it. I will not lie to say anybody can do it. I don't buy that. You have to be somebody special, somebody driven, somebody focused. It doesn't have to be that today, But if you are willing to grow to that later on, then I think you can become anything you want to do in the business. And sometimes we need to point that out early so we can know who really wants the business, so people won't waste your time. Like, it's important. We have to be honest. If you want to make $22,000 a month, this is not anything just anybody can do. You have to be somebody to be able to do that. So once you believe you are somebody, whether you are a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. What matters the most, you gotta be willing to become successful. I want to be successful. I'm willing to do the work. Once you're willing to do that, then your mind becomes like a parachute. It's open. Once your mind is open, then opportunity is going to flow to you, and you're going to become more attractive to more people. I think that's crucial that we need to point it out. Every time people ask me, like, Bassamba, how do you recruit men? I'm like, what do you make an allusion to? Like, what do you mean? So you ask me how I recruit myself. If that's the question, I didn't recruit myself. So maybe you should ask a woman how they recruit men, because I was recruited by women. But it was not honestly being recruited. It was like showing my need to intersect with the opportunity that Arbonne can give. So like I was talking about, we got like a 4 level of management. First level of management is called district manager. You can go in 1 month, you can go in 2 weeks. It depends on how much product you sell, because this is still based on sale. If you don't sell anything, you could be, I say it most of the time, kind of funny. You could be Mother Teresa, give everything you got, but it's not about that. At the end of the day, it's business. So I went to grad school twice. My first master was like in economics. My second was business administration. So I have to let people know I spend all that countless money for no particular reason, then find myself doing Arbonne and make 10 times more money than I ever could earn in any business I have done. So if you want to be great in Arbonne, you got to be willing to understand that. It's something that has brought me more benefit than 2 masters. If you look at it that way, then you have to be honest with people. So you can't waste. I went to Fort Knoxville a couple of days ago, and they told me they paid the special technician $300 an hour. And because they don't even have a master. They have like some engineering school that probably got like 2-3 years and specialized. But think about it, $300 an hour. So those people, when we go see them, they make themselves so important. We have a gift in our hand that can change people's life overnight. So we have to carry as with pride and kindness to show to people with honesty, this business can change your life. But also, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything to say that you can work 5-10 hours a week and be at the top of the company. No, I promise you, you will not. You're going to have to work harder. So the productivity and the labor that we put up front is not all based on the activity that you do. The reading, the connecting with people, the delivering the product. Those are part of your business, and they are not considered as exactly instant income producing activities. So you got to keep all that in mind. So back to my pie again. So with first level of management, district manager, you can go 2 weeks, you can go in 1 month. So at that level, you get 8% extra of the 35% that you got at the beginning. So the money part, you can always learn that. Like, they asked one time Ford why he doesn't memorize everything about the machinery. He said, why should I learn everything about machinery if I can ask one of my employees to tell me at any given second? Again, this part you can learn at any booklet of Arbonne opportunity. It's really simple. The hardest part is understanding what you are in for, what you really want for your life, and knowing that this can be a vehicle that can take you there. So first level of management, district manager, 8% plus 35% that you earn. The income usually at that level is $500 to $1,200 a month. So first month you can really do that. You can even qualify for the second level of management, which is called area manager, and you get 35%, 8%, and 6 extra percent for that one. And the income at that level is $2,000 to $4,000. It depends on your sale. I have seen some people going to even like $7,000 because if you got a lot of direct district and a lot of preferred clients, you can make that happen. So the third level of management is called RVP. RVP, that's where you earn your Mercedes, which become like the symbol of success in the business. I think the success is the moment you realize you really can make it big in this business. You are already successful from the moment. And the Mercedes, I think, is a sign to let you know the path that you've been working on, the ideas, the dream that you're working on is becoming fruitful and it's becoming true to yourself. And this is a symbol to let you know, keep going, keep having courage, get more people, talk to more people, you are getting there. And the top of the company is called MVP. You get extra 1%. So from 5 to 15,000, that's RVP. And from MVP, the extra 1% will make the average of income 22,000 to limitless. Why do I say limitless? if you build 40, 60 direct districts and you got like a 20, 30 areas and you got like a 40 RVPs, your income becomes limitless because you get a percentage of that, all that. So whoever got you to be on the call tonight, especially Carlita, you can call her and email her anytime. She can explain to you how much you can get the override out of all that. The perks, you know, the friendship that you get in Arbonne. You know, I just got to read a little bit about Andrew through this conversation and, you know, our meeting in here. I got to know Bryan, you know, we got to be in different trips together. And I have been knowing Carlita. I consider her like a family today. To me, that's priceless. And the personal growth, you become somebody special. Like everybody care about you. They help you to guide you in your life. They help you to become what you can be. And you will find people that are honest, that want you to become successful. I think that's really priceless because most of the time in corporate America, people are trying to destroy you so they can get your position. And I want everybody trying to help you so you can become successful and make a dent in the world. That's something that we all want to be part of. Anybody that's looking for a growth to become the best version of yourself, to me, this is the biggest perk that you get in the business. And your business is willable. You know, in any corporate America, when you die, I think that's about it. In sport, when you get hurt, it's peace out. I've been there. I was the dream of the whole continent. When I got hurt, I think people forgot my name. So you got willable business. You know, your children won't worry about anything. And I think it's like a 3-generation, the business can be willed to, which is really a plus. And you are not on your own. You are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Your upline will never leave you, give you a package to say, hey, so long, you know, figure it out for yourself. They are always one call away. If you are willing to become the best version of yourself, they are always there to help you to become great. So those are the few of the benefits of Arbonne. I own a gym. I love what I do at the gym. But if I can go back, I'm not kidding you, I'm not opening the gym. I'm going to enjoy Arbonne and travel around the world, change lives, and have fun. Because there's nothing better than doing good things with good people, making money, and having good time. At the gym, you work so hard, and some clients are so lazy, they don't want to do the work, and they want the result. Like, well, I've been dying for 2 days, I didn't lose 40 pounds. You will not lose 40 pounds in 2 days. And they're less thankful, so you get annoyed, you give everything you got, they don't follow the recipe. You don't have to deal with all that in Arbonne. The recipe is simple, you do the work, you get the result. So, and then the overhead in the other business, in the gym, like whether I go to work or not, at the end of the month, I have to pay. In Arbonne, you don't have any overhead. You don't have any business plan. You got to put it together. Everything is put together. And you can see people that become successful before your time to help you to become great. So I don't think, you know, we need to talk about what a man can do in Arbonne. I think we need to talk about what can you do for yourself and how much are you willing to become the best version of yourself. I have 4 sisters. If I have to do makeup to take care of my mother, trust me, I'm doing makeup every single day. And I'm 6'7", 275 pounds. I don't care. I don't have any problem in the manhood. It's about taking care of your family, being proud of who you are, being able to grow and become successful in life. Anything else, Carlita?
No, honey, that is awesome. And you guys, you know now why I'm so glad that Bassamba was able to get connection and close us out, because he is so passionate. But what I want everyone to know is that the men that we're looking for are like these guys. There's four things that I wrote down here as I was listening to them. And number one, they're smart. They saw the business. Like Bassamba said, they didn't look at this as a women's business, a man's business, because it's not. It's a business, just like he said. They're humble. Yes, every one of them was brought in and led here by a woman, and they were humble enough to allow that to happen because they saw the smart business in it, and they were not too proud to say yes to this business life-changing opportunity just because it was a woman that was sharing it with them. And so that comes with humility. Driven, they're all hard workers. I mean, these guys are where they are today because they have worked hard before they got to Arbonne for their families and for their life that they knew that they could have. And they continue to work hard and harder in Arbonne, because the fourth thing that I wrote down is that they're passionate. They're passionate about not just making a paycheck, but making a difference. And that is what these guys are doing and what you can do as in this business of Arbonne, male or female. But that's what I love about these guys. And tonight we're catering to the men that are taking a look at this. And we're helping you see how this could be something for you, despite what, the general population wants to think about. And I just thank these guys for making it so crystal clear that this is something that is it's a legitimate business opportunity that's better than anything else out there that you can do to provide for yourself, your families, and make a positive difference in this world by becoming a part of this community that is out here changing the world with this vehicle as their way of doing it. So thank you guys so much. We hope this helps you and will help others as we share it with guys. And I just appreciate you all giving up your time tonight to make a difference for people that are wanting to listen and learn more. I love you each.
Thank you so much, Carlita. Thank you for the opportunity. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome, honey. Thank you for helping me, all of you. Love you guys.
Love you too.